With Halloween just around the corner, I thought it'd be cool to build a creepy robot baby doll and try to scare some people. I went on Amazon looking for a baby doll that I could animate, and I found one for only 10 bucks. La baby. So after freeing this child from its prison, we can remove its accessories and see what we're working with. I wrote down all its current dimensions so we'll know how big to make the robot, because all we'll be using from this doll is its head, hands, and feet. And so after that, we can cut free all the plastic parts. A viewer's discretion is advised. Now using this 1-inch PVC pipe, I'm going to cut out the baby's new legs. And I'm going to notch these so I can attach them together later. So with these new legs and a few 3D printed parts, we can begin the assembly process, starting with this hip plate. And taking these two metal geared servos, I'm going to snap them in place and then zip tie them down. These servos are going to act as the baby's stomach muscles so it can sit up. I'm also going to attach this hinge to the hip plate and then attach the back plate to that. And look at that, it's already starting to take shape. And now we're going to take those PVC pipe pieces we cut and slide them into the channels of the hip plate. And then lock them in place using super glue. Now just like the hip plate, the back plate requires two servos as well, and so after we snap those in place, we can zip tie them down also. Here is a tiny little speaker I found in my parts box. I'm going to hot glue it down and it will become the voice of our baby. Now our baby is starting to get a little bit top heavy, which is a problem because if the top half is heavier than the bottom, it won't be able to sit up at all, it'll just stick its legs in the air. And so I'm going to take the feet and fill them with metal BBs to add some weight. Once they're full, we can cap them off, pop them onto the legs, and secure them in place. And now that we know that the base is heavy enough, we can get back to the electronics. Here is an old Bluetooth receiver board I found that we can use to power our speaker.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Well, that's good. After it's all soldered up, I'm going to hot glue it onto the back of the robot so it's out of the way. I'm also going to use this ESC, but we don't really need it. I'm just using it because it has a built-in BEC. And then of course, we have our receiver. With that, the gang's all here and it's time to plug everything in and then try to tuck it all the way into one of the legs. Everything is looking pretty neat and tidy. The right leg is full of all of our wires, we have a master power switch for the whole robot, and our little battery can fit inside the left leg. And now, onto the arms. I printed these little baby biceps that I'm going to hot glue the forearms onto, creating a finished arm. And now one of these arms has a channel cut out of it for a servo gear, and so after I super glue it in place, it's just a matter of bolting the arms onto the robot. And similarly for the head, after we super glue this pin into the neck piece, we can then glue the whole assembly into the head. Now here's a little bracket I printed that will allow us to turn the head. And so after I drill a hole through the back of it into the pin, we can drop the head onto the robot, screwing the bracket in place. And after I attach this tiny tie rod onto a cut down servo gear, we can connect the head and head turning servo together. But how does the baby sit up? Well, I have two more tiny tie rods that I'm going to use to attach the servos to the back plate. I made a few audio recordings for the robot and also played around with the pitch a little bit so it sounded a bit more baby-like. And with that, it's time to drop in the battery and give it all a test.
I'm Cletus.
Yep, it's working, and it's spooky, so let's put its clothes back on. I tried to put the original onesie back on it, but it's now a little too small.
He's a growing boy.
So I went to the store to buy some new clothes for the doll, which is a very wild thing to hear myself say. Apparently, you can buy brand new clothes for $10, or for only $7, you can just buy a second child and steal his clothes. And so that's exactly what I did. I think the new clothes look great, and I'm sure the other doll won't even notice they're missing. And with that, our robot baby is finally done, and it's time to scare some people. I'm on my way to my parents' house. They are home, and so we're gonna have to try to sneak everything in and set it up without them noticing. The plan is to put the baby in one of the kitchen cabinets or something, and then have the baby start knocking from inside the cabinet. So hopefully my parents will hear the knocking, will come to investigate, and open up the cabinet. Let's see how well all that works.
Hello, Cindy. Feed me. I crave your milk. I'm Cletus.
You want to come meet Cletus, Dan?
Yes.
Can I pick you up?
Yes.
You're so cute.
I watched you sleep last night. You looked so peaceful and vulnerable.
Here's Cletus.
I was born last Friday, on Friday the 13th.
I'm off to church now. It is the middle of the week, and so the church office should be open and somebody should be in there. And so I'm going to try to sneak in, get into the kitchen without being detected, and set everything up, and then try to lure somebody in. Let's see what happens. There is only one guy in the office right now, and I've just spent the last 30 minutes trying to get him to come open up the cabinet without revealing myself, and he just will not. He knows it's knocking. He told me later he thought it was a plumbing issue, and he's like, I don't know anything about plumbing, so I was just gonna leave it. Anyway, so I had to reveal myself after 30 minutes, be like, look, it's me, please, I beg you, will you just open the cabinet? And he's like, I don't think I want to. So I went and got another guy, and him and I convinced him, like, please come open the cabinet, because the other guy kind of knew about it. Anyway, here's the video.
Hello, Sam. I'm Cletus. I was born last Friday, on Friday the 13th. Feed me. I crave your milk.
He just informed me his wife is on her way here to drop stuff off in the kitchen. So I'm going to set this thing up a second time and see if I can catch her and see if she will open the cabinet.
I'm Cletus. Do you love me? I kill people for less.
I'm going to head off to one of my friends' houses. We're going to try to set this up so when his wife comes home, hopefully she can find it. Again, greatly appreciate your willingness to put up with this lunacy.
Hello.
What is that sound?
Is it the fish?
Yeah. What? What is it? Huh? What's in here? Oh my. What is that?
Cletus.
Tilly doesn't
I
like
was
it.
born last Friday, on Friday the 13th. Do you love me?
What is that?
Okay, I have one more house I want to stop at. Unfortunately, I cannot surprise them because they're both home, but I do want to show it to them, so they might still get a shock out of it because I haven't told them anything about it, so we'll see what happens. If you want to, can we turn this on, this light?
Yes.
And I have a son.
Okay. Wow. Hi.
Hello, John. I'm Cletus.
That's amazing.
Do you love me?
Yes. Yes, very much.
Scooter doesn't know what to think. Scooter's afraid of it. What's he doing, singing?
Some were scared, some laughed. Honestly, I had a blast going around and doing this with everybody, and I believe they enjoyed it as well. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy this video, and if you did, feel free to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. But if you didn't, I hope you find a robot doll in your kitchen cabinets. Thanks for watching, and please feel free to subscribe.